Good morning, students. Today we'll be taking up the first poem, A Photograph, written by Shirley Tulson. Shirley Tulson was a British writer, a British poet who recently died at the age of 94. She had written many books and poetry, and she had edited many magazines. She was also uh, active in politics, right? Her books, which dealt with the, you can say, the life of the people and the countryside and the livestock, all those brought together. And the beautiful book that she had written was The Drover's Road to Wales, right? Which was beautifully illustrated by the photographer Faye Godwin. And this poem that she has written is, you can say, it is one of the most beautiful poem which tells you about the permanency of nature and the temporary aspect of human beings. Okay, let us read the poem first. A Photograph by Shirley Tulson. The cardboard shows how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hands. And she, the big girl, some 12 years or so, all three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. A sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. Some 20, 30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot. See Betty and Dolly, she would say, and look how they dressed us for the beach. The sea holiday was her past. Mine is her laughter. Both wry with the labored ease of loss. Now, she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. And of this circumstance, there is nothing to say at all. Its silence silences. You can see in the first paragraph, there is mention of a cardboard, right? A cardboard, which here means the photograph. Here the figure of speech used is allusion, whereas the reference to something directly or indirectly, something that is said or written that is intended to make you think of a particular thing or a person, that is allusion, right? So cardboard here makes you think of a particular thing, and that is a photograph. There is a photograph which the poet has, and what does it show? It shows me how it was when the two girl cousins, right, they went for paddling. Paddling here is, you go to the sea beach and you enjoy on the sides, on the seashore. The two girl cousins holding the hand of the girl who is in the middle, and she is the big girl, some 12 years old. She is the mother, right? Now this photograph, it tells you, it's the mute witness to the happy childhood days of the poet's mother, right? It shows the 12-year-old girl who's enjoying in the sea, who's frolicking in the sea beach with two of her younger cousins. They are named Betty and Dolly. They are each holding her mother's hand on both the sides, right? So her mother is in the center, and on both the sides, one side it is Betty, on the other side it is Dolly, the two girl cousins, right? And the wind is blowing the hair, okay, into her face, okay. and they are smiling through their hair. Smiling through their hair means the hair is blowing with the wind, and it is covering the face of the girls, and they are smiling through it because they are looking at their uncle who is taking the snap, who is taking the photograph, right? So they are all smiling to the camera because his uncle is taking the photograph, right? Then she recalls a sweet face, right? The face of her mother is so sweet. It was before she was born. Her mother was only 12 years old, right? And the mother, the mother of the poet, she had died. Okay, so here the poet says that the sea, which appears to have changed less. Now the sea is eternal, the nature is permanent, it does not change, right? It is uh, immortal, you can say, right? The permanency of the nature, it has been compared to the human life, which is very short lived, transitory, and very, very temporary, right? And here it says that the sea, which has changed very less, it is permanent, it never changes, it is eternal, and it has washed their terribly transient feet. That means it has washed the feet here, terribly transient feet. Transient feet, the figure of speech here used is transferred epithet, right? That means it is not the feet which has transient, which has gone by, it is the life, it is the human life which has gone. That means her mother has died, she is no more. So sea is permanent, whereas the life of human being is temporary, and that is why she says that the sea has washed the life of her mother, right? The sea is permanent, whereas the mother is no more, right? Then she says in the second paragraph, some 20-30 years later, she would laugh at this snapshot. The photograph would bring a smile on the face of the mother, because she is remembering the days that she had, the carefree days, right? The days of innocence that she remembers. She becomes a bit nostalgic, right? When she looks at the photograph, then she says, "See Betty and Dolly, and look how they dressed us for the beach." Now you can imagine the photograph was 20 or 30 years old. It was taken 20 or 30 years back. So this old photograph made her nostalgic, and she wants to relive the past experiences, and she laughs at that. The sea holidays was her past. She was trying to relive those past experiences. She wants to enjoy those carefree days, right? The days of innocence. Whereas for the poet, it is her smile, it is her laughter that is the past. That means her mother is no more with her, and that is why she cannot hear her laughter, right? So there are two things which are past. For mother, it is the days that she had spent with her cousins, and for the poet, it is the laughter of the mother which is past, right? Both of them are wanting to have that back. They want to relive that past. The poet wants to have her mother back, whereas the poet's mother wants to relive those days of innocence. And that is why both arrive with the labored ease of loss. Labored is working hard, and ease is smoothly going. Now both of them are two opposite things. This figure of speech is called oxymoron. Labored ease. Now both of them, they have learned to accept the loss, right? What their fate had imbibed on them, what fate had written for them. So they are having the pain. They are not showing it, but they are trying to cope up with the pain which they have, the loss, right? Pain of the loss, and they have learned how to live with it. So both of them, they have accepted the losses that their fate had imbibed on them, and that is why they both rive with the labored ease of loss, right? So both of them feel the pain. The sense of loss is very, very painful, and the poet, she feels the loss as acutely as her mother did. The mother felt the pain of loss of her childhood days, which she spent with her cousins, right? Then in the third paragraph she says, now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. That means the number of years that girl lived in the photograph, that was 12 years. That means her mother had died 12 years ago. And of this circumstance here refers to the incident of unexpected loss and separation that the poet had to face due to the death of her mother. This circumstance, there is nothing to say at all, right? This circumstance is beyond her control. She cannot do anything to bring back her mother, right? And that is why she says it's silence silences. One silence is that the death of her mother. That silence has silenced her. The feeling of loss has silenced the poet, right? Now the poet feels the pain, and the mother who feels the pain at the loss of her childhood days, which she had spent with her girl cousins, both the losses are not to be brought back, right? They cannot be recovered, they cannot be brought back again. But the poet says that her mother had tried to live with the loss, and she is also trying with the to live with the loss of her mother. Now we can't change what the destiny has for us. We can't change what the fate has given us. So here we can say that the poet who feels the pain of the loss, right, the feeling of the loss of it has silenced her. So the last sentence is very important, last line is very important. It's silence silences. Now it's here refers to the circumstances. Circumstances here refers to the incident of unexpected loss, or and loss and separation of the poet due to the death of her mother. So the circumstance has brought the silence, which has resulted into the silence of the poet. She cannot say anything, right? Now what do you find this poem, what the theme of the poem, the tone of the poem, right? The tone of the poem is very sad, melancholic, you can say, right? Now the theme of the poem says that the nature, which is permanent, is compared to human life, which is very short-lived, very transitory and temporary, whereas the nature, which is permanent, immortal and the eternal, right? So here it is the comparison of nature and human being, life of human being. The other thing that is mentioned here, the loss that we have to face in our life, right? We have to come up with to the terms with the fact that death is natural, right? It is the eternal truth. We cannot escape death. We have to come to terms with it. Although we are nostalgic, we have the experiences which grips our mind, and the days, good days that we had spent keeps on coming back to us, right? Now I'll tell you about some figures of speech that have been used here. You can pause the video and note it down. Okay? Can you see this very clearly? Figures of speech, alliteration, you are aware with this figure of speech. You have read this many a times, right, from standard 4 to 5 to 10th, right? Now you'll see here, alliteration: stood still, repetition of S; through there, repetition of T; my mother's, repetition of M; terribly transient, repetition of T; and silence, silences, repetition of S. There is the use of oxymoron, where I said the labored law ease, right? Labored is working hard and ease is softly, easily. Allusion is used here, where cardboard, which refers to something indirectly, which makes you think about a particular person or thing, right? When I say cardboard, it means a photograph. Transferred epithet, the transient feat. Here, feat is not transient. The human life is transient. Okay, so when the sea washed the transient feet, that means the sea is eternal, but the life is transient. Here it is transferred epithet. Okay, so complete it and we'll discuss it on the WhatsApp. Thank you.